Hola, hola, hola. How are you this evening? Welcome to Old Gray Bricks. It is indeed a messy Monday. And thank y'all for being here. It's also Mario Day. Did anybody celebrate Mario Day today?
It is March 10th.
It's March the 10th.
Isn't it Sandlin's birthday?
No,
it
was Chris's birthday yesterday.
No, I thought I saw on Facebook that it's reminding me that it's his birthday or something.
Is it? No, he's not a March guy. I would remember that part.
Okay.
If their birthdays were back to back, this would not be the first we were hearing about it.
That's very good.
That's very true. Yes, it was my birthday on Saturday, and I turned 54 years old. So I'm just glad that Matt's with us to be older than me. So
that's my role here. I'm the.
You're older than the.
I'm the senior citizen of this show.
Are you the senior on this crew? All right.
I've been 54 since all the way back in September.
And I believe, out of the, and I don't mean to disrespect Jeff, Steve, and Captain Xavier, but Mark is the baby of the four of us, is he not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We're all. What are we, like 14 months apart though, or something ridiculous like that?
You and I are 6 months apart. Or 8, whatever it is.
And then Dana, are you turning 54?
I'm turning 53.
So you're a full year and a half.
So I'm a year and a half. And then I think Mark is either a year or two younger than I am.
So we're all 3 years apart, something like that.
He's into the month. He's born in 74, so.
Captain. Yeah, 2 years apart.
I'm sorry, Captain, the rest of you're too young to be on this podcast.
Captain and Poodle, how are you guys in your 50s? I know, Steve, you're not.
I just turned 42 last month.
Yeah, I can't. I just remember we had this conversation. Like, I can't believe that Captain Xavier is younger than me.
It's the white beard.
It's the hair.
He dyes it just so he can look older.
I have been accused of that, and it's weird. Especially when they complain that it's not quite centered enough. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, you're like me. You got the skunk going down the kind of off sides in the middle here. Yeah.
I'm 43.
Because I just turned 50, so that means like there's almost 275 years of life in this chat.
Give or take.
But no comments, no life in the chat. Oh no, there is. I just didn't open up the tab.
So in a couple of years,
go ahead.
A couple of years, the United States will be 250 years old, and I will have been alive for 1/5 of the entire history of the country, which is a little disturbing.
Well,
the fact that you were thought that is very disturbing.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, is it just me, or are we missing our space background?
Chris, there's scenes on the left side of the screen now.
I know, and I've had to shrink. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oops. Well, how do I stop that? Are y'all off screen now?
Backstage.
Backstage. Yeah. I'm like telling you what to do, and
no. I mean, I saw it on there, and I messed with it.
Got to kick the youngsters off.
Yeah, right. And then I messed with the scenes, and then I'm like, well, it shrank my screen, so I slid them off to the sides, but I guess I didn't put I don't know. It's stupid.
Yeah. Those scenes are weird.
I'm less and less, and if they cut me off, I'm less and less impressed with StreamYard and everything. If they want to make an improvement, there's 2 or 3, and one of them is stop being so dang expensive. So,
agreed.
Anyway,
so here's a question: could we just do it as a YouTube show, or is it not that easy to do?
You can't do a group conversation without another piece of software in between.
Got it.
So
yeah, we could use like OBS or something, but
I don't even think OBS would work for that.
But OBS runs on your computer, and it's then taking in L6 videos and compressing them down and doing all that, right?
Yeah.
So it slows down our PCs.
Speak English, people.
I mean, I appreciate it, what this does for what it does, but yeah, it does. It costs as much as a dozen eggs. Yeah.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
But I mean, used to having the extra seats so people could run the show instead of having 2 was not expensive, and then they jacked everything up. So,
Yep.
yeah, with OBS, you have to still get the feeds. Yeah. So I'll go with this for now. I'm as low cost version now as I can, and still do the stuff I like to do.
Does that equate to low rent by chance?
No, the content is low rent. Not
The content's low rent.
Low brow, I think you're thinking of.
Well, that's the cast members. It's low brow. So
That's right. That's right. All right. It's good to see everybody. I have a lot of folks in the chat already. Grumpy J, we've said hello to. Moto is here. Stever is here. Brian Anderson is here. Autumn is here. Steve Fulda is in the chat and on the screen. Moto also is here. So thank y'all for joining us. Say hello. Hit all the buttons and smash all the things and all the things to make us so much more popular than we are now. Yeah.
I think an act of Congress would be required for that to happen, but still.
Or we call it some sort of whatever. But anyway, our friend Mark Sandlin is not here, and I had many people wishing me happy birthday. It's one of those birthdays where I actually sat back, and as people were sending me all the Facebook things and all the things, it's like, oh, I remember what I did with that person. Oh, I remember what I did with that person. It was actually kind of nice to be reflective like that. So, but it took forever.
I have to ask Chris, was the voice in your head was like, I remember when?
Yes, actually.
Okay, good.
And then I had
Pepperidge Farms remembers when.
Pepperidge Farms remembers. So
Speaking
it was like the old-fashioned lemonade commercials.
Yes, old timey lemonade, which neither has lemon nor aid in it. But anyway.
Random stuff came on my Instagram feed, and it's a tournament, like a bracket style thing of what is the best old guy phrase. I'll just quickly read some of these old guy phrases.
All right. So we will raise our hand if we've said them in the past 2 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Newsflash, buddy.
Yeah, I said that.
How about
I hear you saying that to Jake all day long.
Mm-hmm.
When you answer the phone, yellow.
No.
Yeah.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Yes.
That's usually said about me.
Hate to burst your bubble.
I said that.
Let me sneak past you.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 hands.
Don't mind if I do.
Yep.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
That's the state motto. I don't know what you're talking about.
Working hard or hardly working.
Yeah.
What's the damage?
Yeah.
Yes.
See you later, alligator.
That one's just classic.
That's every week. What are you talking about?
No. Do you know how do you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Yeah, I know this one.
One says "see you later," and the other says "after a while" when you leave.
Yeah. So. You and what army? These are dangerous. Talking about food, these are dangerous. Like, you want to eat these? Look, these are dangerous.
Yeah.
Nope.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. Nice blinker.
Well, the song came on. Does that count?
Okay. Nice blinkers. Yes.
Ready to rock and roll. And lastly, cool your jets.
Yep.
I thought those were funny.
I can't believe that hold on to your butt wasn't in there.
Yeah, hold on to your horses.
Yeah.
I don't really say that either, though.
Yeah, but I've seen hold on to your butt ever since Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and there's a ton of roundabouts where in Wisconsin, and every time I go through and I go, hold on to your butts, and I get to the point now whenever we go through a roundabout, my kids just automatically say it.
That's good parenting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
how fast are you going through the roundabouts at? Just out of curiosity.
Enough to hold on to your butt.
I was gonna say.
No.
And
The old man phrase for
to
us.
say, hold on to your butt. Or a roundabout, actually.
The roundabout for me is there it is, kids. Big Ben Parliament. Every time I can't get left, I'll say that every time in a roundabout. So that's a tip.
Oh, sorry, I said it wrong. Roundabout. Sorry about
Yes,
that.
roundabout. There we go.
Actually, probably half the roundabouts in South Carolina have a random boot left in them. I'm sure. Yes, I said them all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wait. What? We can't live on for the food. Took your advice, and it's not Margaret. What? Did you get the floor show? I mean, did you get any cigarette butts? I mean, that's. And there's quality to the Waffle House. Never mind. I'm not
It's
going.
all
to
about the experience.
It is all about the experience. And
He didn't. Nobody called him "Hey Sugar" when he went in. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Now, you have to be flirted on or flirted with by the waitress or the waiter for that matter, for it to be a true full experience. Yeah.
That's right.
And when I say experience, horror show is probably the horror.
Yeah. No, you gotta go to it. You also gotta go to a seasoned one. If you get one that's made out of fancy brick and doesn't have all it's gotta still be brown and yellow, it's
gotta be an element of fear for your life. Right?
Yeah.
Or you have to be so intoxicated that you don't care.
That's part of it.
I know that doesn't count for Chris, but I can say from experience, and I know others who would validate that. So.
It's true. It's true. All right. So hey, we'll go around the table, but I'm gonna go. I built this weekend some more. I finished. Let me zoom in on this. So I finished for the most part this, and the mobile lab or whatever, and it's pretty cool. And then I knocked off. I was getting stuff out of this thing, knocked it off, and it spattered. And I have this large antenna assembly that I built, and I don't know where it is. So it probably went way over there, and so I'm not going to find it.
It's in orbit now.
It is. And so eventually I'm going to build the Beta 1 command base. Woo-hoo! And my favorite part of the Beta 1 command base, which I never had, it was the ship that launches off the thing. And so this is the upscale version of the Beta 1 fighter in Mike Psyche scale. And I put sliders on the bottom so it will then slide onto the launch thing there. So this was
as you should, because if it doesn't have the sliders on the bottom, it really wouldn't be correct.
That's correct. And then my rover is not floppy, it just dangles weird.
Can you have a rover with one wheel and still call it a rover?
No, it's called a unicycle. Thank you very much. That's my new nickname. So can I just say it is kind of funny, and I don't mean this crude, but I kind of do. That my birthday is National Women's Day every year, and I'm
so close,
one away. But anyway, so
at least it's not 9/11. I mean, it could be
right. That's true.
Or Christmas.
So now I'm building something else from 1980, the mineral detector. So I started with the carriage and the wheels. It's the one. This is a simple rover with the little things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with that. It matches up a little bit with this radar truck from the rocket launcher that I did last year or so. So anyway, that's what I'm working on, and we'll be working on today. So
I'll be curious to see, because one of the things I try to do with Baby Space is that if I did a certain thing that was a repeated build style that they would do, I always tried to keep those piece sets as I would go through. So you doing that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So these fenders here was my easy solution to the old school fenders. So yes, I'm going to repeat that.
Excellent.
Which meant that I had to use these kinds of the trailer wheels to get them centered right and everything. So I had to go dig through the tire bin over there before the show to find some more. So
tire bin. I have an item on my to-do list that's been like for I don't know how long I've had it on there that says go through tires and tire connectors to donate to Lug. Still hasn't happened yet.
Well, I don't know what happens. It seems like I get rid of tires and then that bin fills back up. I'm not sure what they're doing in there, but I think they're reproducing. I'm pretty sure.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. All right, Jack, you went out.
What'd you call me? All right, since Dana left to go take care of something,
I just had to put the cat out. Was that on the old man list?
Is that what they're calling it now?
I don't know. Anyway,
They did that on Fred Flintstone. I remember. I
think
will
they did
say,
that on Honeymooners too.
yeah, I will say that I had to go to Bricks and Minifigs today to get some more of the red wheels with this size today,
Red wheels.
and I got 3 of them that some kid chewed up. That one's not bad, but I mean, I just grabbed them as quick as I could because I was in a hurry. But this one is all gnarly.
Oh, gnarly. Yeah.
And so I kind of hate that I got them. This one's bad too.
Yikes.
Super chewed, but I did get 6 for this vehicle today. So, and some parts. Anyway, all right, let's go around the room. Captain Xavier looks like he's building what could be an official Lego set, but we never know. How are you, sir?
Yes, I went to my local awesome brick store, Bricks and Wheels, a little over a week ago, and was given several old sets to attempt to validate if all the parts were there.
Shuttle, man. That's the shuttle.
Yes, so one of the 2 sets, or one of the 3 sets that I got sent back with was the shuttle. The person who sold them the collection said that it was complete. Said person is a filthy liar. Not only was it missing most of the plates, there's an odd number of plates in here, and some of the bricks, it's missing all of the electronics.
Oh, I was about to ask, because it got the thingy in it that makes it blink.
And
The
that's,
motor,
and that's,
it does have the fiber optic thing, but it's missing
Yeah.
2 of the fiber optics. But it's missing the battery pack, it's missing the main motor, it's missing the motor for the satellite, and most of the wires have rotted into oblivion.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is very typical of that entire mechanical assembly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But other than that, I was able to replace any of the parts that were missing from my own collection because it was just white plates. I don't mind donating them to make this thing whole again because it's glorious. But
Sadly, that motor assembly is going to be like, it starts at 20 untested and goes up.
yeah, I do have the large motor, but I don't have the white battery pack because it only ever came in this set. And the only one of the small red motors I have burned out in the 90s.
Yep. They were not built to last.
That one's done. The other set that they sent me with was set 8856, the helicopter-y looking thing.
Cool.
And I was able to get to, on page 1 of the instructions, I was able to get to there before I realized that the parts were not all here. I didn't even get to step 1. I got to, it's missing all of the flex system. Cool. So that was
Not cool.
tragic.
Not cool.
And the one that I'm most hopeful about actually being completed is set 8880.
Nice.
So here's the state of it that it came. And I do know of at least 8 parts that are missing that are fairly important.
Is this all the
of the
same
shock-
guy?
Yeah, this is all from the same collection. All of the shock absorbers are missing.
Ooh, that's probably not easy to get.
That's shocking.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm shocked. I'm
Where
very
is
let
it?
down, is what I am. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Mark. Hello, Mark. Supercar. Yeah, Supercar was a thing of dreams back in the day.
Yeah, I had
Sure.
a friend who had it, and it was huge and glorious, and we would drive it down the stairs to see if it would survive, and it usually did. It was a very robust build.
Yep.
The one shock absorber in the space shuttle was missing too. So yeah, whoever burgled this collection swiped all the shock absorbers.
Hmm.
At least
That's a
half
bummer.
of the engine is in here. Oh wait, now there's the other half of the engine. Yeah, the engine block's in here at least.
Does it have the old school pistons in it, kind of thing?
Like
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas and Bill Embiid.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Those are good parts. Good for Greebles.
Yeah. There's the pistons
Yes, those
and
are
the
cool.
crankshaft.
Crank it.
Your mom's a crankshaft.
My mother is indeed a crankshaft. Can confirm.
That's awesome. original classic Technic was with those sets. Were like, dude, that's cool, but I don't think I'm going to get it. You know, that kind of thing. And I never really got any of those. But I believe that shuttle was still on the shelf at the Kmart in Rome when I moved there in like 2000. They still had a shuttle on the shelf.
There were a couple of parts from here that were very old. There was a cable for the original power system.
Nice.
That's in better condition than the 9-volt stuff that was in the space shuttle. Apparently, they went with a biodegradable rubber at some point.
Yes,
there
they
is
did.
the old differential that I didn't know was a thing.
I haven't seen that. Hang on, let me zoom in on
wow.
that. Let's put that back up there.
So the older style differential, which takes different size gears than the new one. And then a set I had never seen before, a part I'd never seen before. And that's not surprising because this part was last made in 1976.
I have one somewhere.
That's an early Technic piece.
Yeah, this is Proto Technic because Technic came out in 77. So I had to look this one up and was able to find it on Bricklink, but yeah, old stuff.
Proto Technic sounds like a cool new theme.
On Bricklink, do you remember how many people had them for sale? I mean, I'm just curious.
At least 100, I think.
Okay, so it wasn't rare.
Not super rare. No, it came in like 17 sets.
Okay.
And some of them it was used as something with the old peg gears from it goes that far back. And some of it they were just used as axles.
Some people are axles.
I took a class in college from a man named Axel. Professor Axel Krings.
Nice.
He was from Germany. He rode to school on a Harley. He had a wicked sense of humor, but you couldn't really tell because it was coming at you in a German accent. And it was just dry. And about 30 seconds after he delivered it, you'd suddenly go, wait a minute, that was hilarious. Can I still laugh?
We will ask the questions.
We will say some funny things. He also played stand-up bass in a big band.
He sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Sweet.
I benefit from having a collection that was inherited from my older brother and sister, so
You have plenty of them.
bricks
Being a
are,
Proto Technic.
So you're not really
more
60
common.
years old. You're only 50.
I'm 50, but I have bricks from 8 years longer than I was alive.
I got bricks older than you, pal.
Oh, and Captain, this bag of wires might make you cringe a bit, especially the powder. Oh, sorry, the powder in the bottom.
Yeah, no,
That's
I've got
I've snipped all the
dust
ends
here
off.
on my workbench. It makes me sad.
So
Yeah.
I did.
They're
There is
easy to
available, like, because the ends are key, and you can get. There were some of the wires that they produced later on, or unless you found actual wire. Cool, that's even better. But I know that
Amazon.
Lego produced like a 6-foot long cable for trains that I just want to grabbing one of those and splicing it up to replace the cables between my connectors, and it wasn't that difficult. So
I was making 14-foot lengths for the castle, so I took the Amazon route, which these cables. If you followed Dave Cowdice or oh crap, I forgot his name. A guy from Florida that does all the train and robotics stuff. I can't think of his name right now, but they both done tutorials on how to rewire them, and it's so easy to do.
Yep.
So I did it. So
I've
that's how
got
easy it is.
20 gauge wire that would work perfectly that I use for Nerf blasters.
Battery powered bricks from Florida.
Yeah. That's a cool guy. That's awesome. That's awesome. Those are super cool. I hope you can find all the parts to restore those, because those are the things of dreams. For sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute myself and make some noise.
make some noise.
He's gonna lean to the left. Anyway. All right, let's check in with Steve. Mr. Steve, how are you, sir?
Not bad. I was telling you guys before before we went live. Like, I think I know what my Lego superpower is, and that is picking colors that are super hard to find pieces in. So I started. At first, I thought it was dark green, but I think I have a new arch nemesis. I think it's olive green. So I'm starting to make my Gargantos. So this is what I was working on this weekend. It's 1 of 7 or 1 of 8 tentacles. So there's a certain point where like I've doubled up the mixel joints, but even like gravity now, like this thing's pretty heavy. Like Gargantos is he's gonna be a heavy guy. But like my click joints that I'm using are starting to be affected by gravity now. So like this is about as long as I can go. So there's actually one more segment, but so I kind of started prototyping together the body. So if this is his tentacle, the first one, hold on, bear with me, kind of like that, and then got the eyeball here. So
Nice.
we got there's probably gonna have to be some structural, I can't say that word right now, structural tentacles where like it's gonna be pinned into the ground and they're just gonna be there to help support it because he's kind of leaning forward as it is, and then you got a few of the tentacles going outwards, so he's gonna be heavy. He's a heavy bastard. But yeah.
I think that was an album. Wasn't that an album in the 70s, Structural Healing?
Sensual, I believe. That's all I got. Not too interesting over here.
No, that tentacle is very cool. You were quite disciplined in making a pattern repeat and making it look good, and that's awesome. So
yeah,
super good.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to Jeff. There's Jeff? Hello, sir.
Jeff? Hello. I'm apparently growing a beard till Thursday. So
Tariffs or what?
On purpose?
Just because I've been lazy and didn't want to shave, and I got to the point where this was getting scratchy, so I shaved this yesterday, and the rest of it doesn't bug my face. So,
Are you growing a beard until you get real fiber internet?
yeah, actually, that is pretty close to the truth as well. Yes, which isn't coming in anytime, as far as I know, because I still haven't heard anything. But
I get mine on Wednesday.
I'm running on phone still, so
Oh my!
I did have cable on and off every time I'm done working. My cable, no, not every time, but usually when I'm done working, my cable decides to work for a little bit and then it dies again. So
that's crazy.
So it's intermittent.
Very, yes, very intermittent.
Today, cloudy with a chance of internet.
Probably not today, but at some point in the next week, maybe. But the problem is, I'm sitting here waiting. I have half a mind to call back my cable provider and say, "Can you just come and fix it?" Because, I might call you back and cancel my my internet in a day or two. But I'm starting to worry that I won't be able to get fiber for a while. But anyway, so
it's funny because we're a bunch of old guys and we're talking about fiber. Like you could totally walk into this conversation mid and be like, they're always talking about their fiber. This is gross.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
My Metamucil is out and I need more. Some of you may recognize this guy from years gone by. Depot track. I decided to pull this out of mothballs. And I've had to redesign some train cars. I made this guy a little shorter, but it runs on the platform and it's got these nips or for cargo containers on top. But I went to a little shorter and did a rebuild of it because I'm now attempting curves and the hill, the bridge piece, which is actually, you can kind of see in the little corner here. So right now I am trying to copy this design of the grates and the silvery exhaust pipe thingies into a curve. And so far it's going. I mean, I'm getting there and I'm starting to play with it, but
That's a crazy piece. That's Lego.
This is Dupo.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm using the Dupo track because this train, once it's on, it'll run and then stop automatically because in case a kid picks it up and puts it near their hair or something like that. But it is apparently programmable. I haven't played with the software yet, but you can Bluetooth connect to it, and you should be able to program it to not stop every 20 minutes or every 2 hours or whatever the time is. I can't remember. It also has sorry, hold on. Sorry about that. There's also it also has a color sensor on it, so it sees tabs like this that sit on the track. That's for stop, and there's like reverse direction and a few other ones. A little bar to turn on the light. So my original module was just on a 6-foot table, and it basically just went back and forth, and it would stop in the middle and go to the end, reverse directions, and come back. It was not 100% reliable. It did fall off the table a couple of times. So I'm now trying to see if I can do a loop or do something with some elevation and build a bigger space base. That might replace my castle if I can actually get the math right and order all the pieces to do it. But and by pardon me, and by replace the castle, I mean just I won't bring the castle every show, but I can still bring it sometimes. But yeah, so I'm just playing with that. It's nice to build. I heard something earlier today that was instead of getting depressed about what's going on in the world, just put your energy into your hobby. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
You're here.
Yeah. Not like there's anything bad going on in the world, but
Well, I will just say this: you put like full bore energy into the hobby all the time, anyway. So I don't see how you can do more.
No, I don't. I don't. There's a lot of times where I don't know what to build, or I'm not building at all. When I'm inspired to build, like the castle, then sure. But
Right.
I've been sitting here for like a month trying to figure out what to do.
No, I get you.
I spelled it right. What did I spell right, Steve?
No, Autumn spelled Flintstones right.
Oh,
There's
okay. Sorry.
2 T's in it.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
The more
right.
you know.
The
But
more
yeah.
you know. That's right. All right, good deal. I'm excited. So you're gonna, as a Canadian, you want to dominate us in space as well as castle. So thanks. That's fine. Go right ahead.
Only in moon and in non-moon base, like in Hainer style. Sure.
It's fine. It's fine.
Have you ever built a Hainer?
No,
Why not?
I don't know.
You have such beautiful ships. You should just build a massive Hainer for them.
I
Hanger.
could.
You're saying hanger. I didn't hear the
Yeah.
G.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't
What's
really
a
say
Hainer?
that. Yeah.
I would like to. It's just then that becomes pretty gargantuan.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then
Okay.
Chris refers to it as a destination. He really can't take it places unless he makes it modular, and then that creates all sorts of more complexity. And I could go on with this for an hour if you really want me to.
It's correct. I no longer have a house with 2 extra rooms that I can display in, but I never did because it was just full of junk. But anyway, yeah, that's true. Thank you for dredging all that up. Thank you, everybody. Good night. So, anyway,
Couple years.
I actually thought it would be cool one day to build like somehow an asteroid that is in 3 dimensions. It's a big chunky asteroid, and then you have settlements and mining things all over it and everything, and somehow make it so it's not super heavy, but you could also somehow suspend it or have it held up by a black platform, whatever. But it would be cool to have an asteroid and then have settlements and stuff all over it. I think that would be super cool.
I would.
I agree. And I'm upset with myself for not coming up with a hemorrhoid joke that it would work with that statement. So my apologies, everybody.
It would be a pain in the... Never mind. All right. So
Would your asteroid be suspended from the ceiling? That's the real question.
it could be. You come in with Batman's grapple gun, you at Brick Fair, and then you dangle your strings down and pull it up. Yes, that could work. Anyway.
Yes, that was my goal. I was trying to pick him up.
That's the best.
I mean, another one would be, would you like to put your ships in my... No, forget it.
Oh, dear. Let's see.
No,
Docking
would you like to
station.
put my ship
Docking
in your...
bay.
Yeah, docking bay. Yeah. I'm sorry I can't do that, Dave.
Hello, Matt. How are you, sir?
I just wanted you to know that if you look really carefully at my glasses, you can watch an unauthorized rebroadcast of an NHL game that does not have the express written permit of the permission of the commissioner. So I'm probably breaking the law right now by watching this hockey game while we're live streaming, but I'm willing to take that risk. So last week was spring break, and I had all these potential things I would get done. I think I got one of them done. There was not the ambitions were in no way met, but I did do a little road trip, got out, and I finished South Carolina's counties, and we're on the road for 2 days. But we're back. I cleaned off the big white table behind the couch, and I got out Thomas's Christmas gift, which is the Atari Lego set that he told me multiple times he wanted. And now it's time for the to see if he'll actually build it. So he actually broke the seal tonight and got out the poly bag. So he got out the instructions and looked at the instructions, but hasn't opened a poly bag yet. But I have hope. We'll see how far this goes. But so
We have faith in you, Thomas. We have faith in you.
So I also opened a set because I finished putting away brown, and let's see if anybody can name the set I'm building. There's a certain person on the panel who probably will get this right first. But what is Matt building?
The Titanic.
No, the Titanic's over
You said
there.
Titanic's already built.
The second one.
There's the Titanic 2, the
Yeah.
gigantic.
Steve's right. It's the
How about if I flip it around
Yeah.
this way?
that ship. I can't think of the name of it now, which I remembered last week.
The Resolute or the
The starts with an E.
Fail.
Endeavor.
Fail.
Yeah.
There we go. We have a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Now, if that had been on your quiz, I would have definitely been guilty.
Do you
of
have
winner.
2 fireplaces? Where's that
No,
one gonna
it's right over there's the Titanic.
No, I mean, like, you're building another ship where you need another fireplace, right?
Oh yeah, we'll have to knock out a wall and put another fireplace just so I have a place to rest it. Exactly.
Or a big bottle. That'll work too.
I hope for the big bottle.
It's going to go on the Steve Paluda Memorial thing that's up in the guest bedroom soon. So once you become famous.
Yeah. Hold up.
Oh no, it's funnier if I keep saying it the way Dana says it.
Oh, you're saying it wrong on purpose. Okay. All right. All right. You sons of...
So, but it's, so I have to say that I was not going to buy the Titanic originally. And that was one because it was requested by my spouse. He's like, "You're going to get the Titanic, right?" And I was like, I wasn't, but if you want to put it in the house, sure. And I really enjoyed building the thing far more than I expected. I thought it would be too repetitious and I thought I would get bored, but I wasn't bored. I liked building it. So I bought the Endurance, and as VW knows, the released pictures of the Mississippi Steamboat is also probably a Matt is going to buy this set type of thing. So I don't know. Am I becoming a ship person? Captain Xavier? I don't know. Maybe we'll have to hang out or something. So
You just like all the sailors.
yes, I do.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. Love you.
Hey, sailor.
Yeah.
Okay, so you like the riverboat? Because I'm kind of
Yes.
like, what is the riverboat for? I don't know. I really don't. I guess I don't understand.
You evidently didn't pay attention to American history class, did you? Or any other areas in the world that was the way of travel up and down.
No, I
riverways,
know that,
or
but
like-
I also know, especially in the South, riverboats were not exactly like.
Oh,
a
you mean
nice
like
thing
the
to
word
do.
Dixie is probably something that most people associate with something that's probably not cool? That's
You do
your
know
excuse for
that the
riverboats?
Mississippi went into the north as well, so it's not purely a
Southern
artifact
thing.
of the slave era in the slave South.
No,
However,
Mark-
if you are from the South, a riverboat definitely is your claim to fame and your moniker that you
Mark
must
Twain was a
stand by.
northerner. So, well, actually, he was from Missouri, which is a border state. But yeah, that's part of American history. I like it because
No,
it's
no, I know.
historical. The same
It's-
thing with
yeah.
Endurance. I like it because it's a historical thing, and I have a huge passion for history. So
Same thing with the new Mario Kart set.
it's historical. Yes, all the way
It is.
back to
Oh, wait, I need to
1984.
go find that.
Did you buy Notre Dame by any chance?
Notre Dame. Oh, yeah, I built it. It's already assembled and it's at my work office.
Okay.
Yep.
And my apologies, Notre Dame. I should have said it properly, but I was
I know
Americanizing
you've
it.
never learned any French, so that's okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't. What? No, never mind. I'll save this later for later.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'll save it for the Canadian Brick Builders chat because it's really a Canadian thing. But
You hear that? He's holding content back for
I
another
heard
show.
that.
Yeah.
I needed to find from a francophone if this is if it's a
Is
French
that a
Canadian
tariff in the reverse
expression.
order or something? I don't know.
Matt was talking about watching a hockey game in an inappropriate manner, or maybe that's not the way you phrased it, but that's the way I took it. Technically, I guess I'm streaming on an American broadcast prop right now, possibly in an inappropriate order as well. Or
that might. So,
Yeah.
if you watch baseball in the United States, like at some point in every broadcast, they used to have this thing. It says, you may not rebroadcast this without express written permission of the commissioner. Or maybe it was the NFL. I don't remember, but
I think that was pretty much all sports.
Yeah.
No portion of this program or this broadcast can be reproduced without the express written permission of Major League Baseball. That's what
it's something that every American TV viewer could repeat, along with the Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent. That's the one thing my students all know. Like they may not know what's in the Bill of Rights, but they know the Miranda warning because they've watched cop shows.
Dun, dun. That's all I know.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Speaking of watching old shows, my wife has decided that she is, and I'm just tooling along, is to rewatch ER, all whatever 13 seasons of the show ER from the 90s.
Yeah.
We watched it when we first got married. It was a couple seasons in and everything. And I'm watching this show and I'm like, why aren't they wearing masks? And then I'm like, wait a minute, why aren't they wearing masks?
Because they're actors.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. They just said we won't wear masks unless there's an infectious disease in the ER. And then for 3 seconds they wear a mask and then dramatically rip it off when they walk out with their nasty hands out of the thing. It's like, what did COVID do to us? We're like, y'all are a bunch of anyway.
Yeah.
So
I had a similar conversation recently where before COVID, you used to see broadcasts from a street in China or whatever, and a lot of people were wearing masks because of the air quality and sickness.
Yeah.
And the whole time you're like, what's going on? And now you see it and it's like, yeah, okay, it's just a regular day, right?
yeah, that's true. True. Yeah. All right. Early George Clooney. Yeah. We watched it. It was good until it got kind of dumb after Mark Green died of brain cancer and everything. But I will say there was a kid on there with testicular cancer, and I remember that show. And then you're like, oh wait, I've been through that. But anyway, he died. I didn't. But that's their business.
He died, but I didn't.
He did not. That's right. All right, here we go. Let's go to wait a minute, Matt. Did you have anything else? I'm sorry.
No, I did want to respond to a question in the comments, which was somebody guessed that it was the Mary Rose, which I was very impressed. The Mary Rose was an English ship that, if I remember correctly, had a bunch of like the King's gold and silver, and it sank. And they found it in the 80s or 90s at the bottom, and they did some excavations, which, being a giant nerd, I read about National Geographic. Let me push up my glasses here.
You mean you didn't look at it for the pictures?
No.
Yeah, some people read National Geographic for the articles.
The Mary Rose was a cool guess. Maybe Captain Xavier and I could collaborate on building Mary Rose or something. There's not enough guns on it to get his interest, though. Maybe.
Well, so that was the problem. The reason the Mary Rose sank is they put too many guns too high up on the ship and it capsized.
That's right. Good point. That's all.
Wow, I think I just got an IQ point smarter. I think
I think I did
just
too.
by being exposed to this.
Next week on History with Ships.
Spend it wisely.
All right, let's go to Dana. Dana, what's up?
I'm sorting.
What?
All right.
Oh, I got no.
That's it.
Stever's like, wait, what? No, that can't be it. No, he's got to go more than that. It can't just. No. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry for the joke, Steve. I know it's not April, but yeah. But yeah, so pulled a classic David Zool. Well, I don't know if we want to disgrace David Zool with that. We'll go. This was a classic Dana moment. I got in my display case on Saturday. Was all excited. Took it out. Gave it a peruse. Saw that the when you get anything that's anything that's plexiglass, they put sides of plastic or paper. Luckily, these were not encased in paper with sticky. They were actually plastic. So I started to peel off and it was coming off in a nice big, small or large piece. I'm like, all right, cool. I can take these off inside the gallery and not have to worry about fingerprints until I get there. So I was like, all right, I am ready to go. I took a couple more pictures of the habitats down in the basement. So I'm like, all right, cool. I've got the shot that I think I'm going to use to create some prints and posters. I sent an image over to my local FedEx Kinko's just to see was the quality going to be good enough on a 16 by 20. And
nice. Other way.
He's dyslexic.
There we go. There we go. So it turned out nice. I realized that I need to increase the brightness just a little bit because the blacker or the darker side, the dark side of Lego, were a little too dark for my tastes. So I'm going to edit that a little bit and tweak it a bit before I actually have it printed. And I also did the test run on a matte paper, and I think I'm definitely going to go with a glossy paper instead because I think it'll pop a little better. Although putting it behind glass or plastic or something like that's going to make it shiny and pop anyway. But this would be if somebody didn't put it behind a frame or something like that. So haven't pulled the trigger on that because I had a long work day yesterday. But luckily, my classic Dana moment happened on Sunday. I was all ready and set to go to the gallery to set everything up, got in the car, went over there, pulled in, and they were closed. And I'm like,
what?
I'm like, well, this is strange. And then I'm like, all right, let me go and look in my emails and stuff like that. Oh, the reception was yesterday. Well, that doesn't make sense. I thought the setup was on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, they had pushed it up a week, and I didn't know. So the setup was actually the prior Sunday and Monday, and not this weekend. So I was like, I mean, literally, somebody let the air out of my tanks at that point in time. I felt very much like Benny going, what am I going to do? So I promptly sent an email to the board members who I had an email address from and was like, well, if they come back to me, they come back to me. Worst case scenario, I've got this stuff for the next thing. And luckily, I did have to come home because then I wound up being on a work call for 9 hours from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon until about 11:30 last night. That wasn't fun, but I won't get into that telltale story. But during that time, I did receive an email from one of the gallery board members, and she came back and she said, yeah, they had changed things. She apologized for me not getting the information, or I just missed the information completely in the first place. But she came back and said, and I asked, because I replied back and said, is it still possible for me to set up? And then she came back promptly after that and said, is this the Lego piece? Were you at BrickCon? Yes, please come set it up. So Wednesday at 1, I will take my wife to get an MRI, and during the time while she's doing her MRI, I will zip over to the gallery and set it up. So it just meant that I have paused and have to wait for a little bit, and I will set it up on Wednesday. So I'm excited to actually do the display case because I think it's going to look fantastic once it's in the case. I'm excited for that. And then beyond that, I'm sorting because I went to go looking for something on Saturday night when I was doing a Bricks and Beer Discord chat, and I was like, oh, I know I've got these somewhere. Where are they? Yeah, they were in this big crap ton stuff that needs to be sorted. So I'm sorting. Yes, I overslept for the final test. Very accurate feeling. Very accurate feeling. So, but luckily I'm getting a makeup test, so I'm good. Well done, Chris. Well done.
Was it? Oh yeah, that's a good question. Was it Dana or was it Zool? That was,
I don't know if I don't know if we could tarnish the name of David Zool with that kind of mistake. So I'm going to go with that. It was just a Dana mistake.
I gotcha. All right, good deal. So have you guys looked?
I got one more thing I want to rant about.
Oh, dear.
You don't need to do big screen though.
Stever, I'm sorry. I tried to cut him off. Anyway,
big screen. We didn't have to do big screen because actually this is more of a group conversation in general.
Okay. All right.
So I had somebody message me about they had shared some images of something they were working on with someone, and that someone then took what they were doing and did it and even upped it a little bit and then released the images very shortly thereafter on social media, but did not give credit to the original person for what they had done.
Ooh.
Oh, come on.
No.
And I know that's kind of a poo-poo no-no. That's kind of that's in bad form. I mean, there's no official rule on that. It's not like you can be, ostracized or fined from the board or something like that. But it's just kind of a, if you take inspiration from somebody, at least give them credit, or even just a tag or inspired by or something. And so he was asking, he's like, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, I know some people who will actually advocate for the designer or the builder and go out there and post and tag on a comment or something like that to try and make sure that the person corrects their posts and does something like that." And so there are people out there who will fight for the common man for that kind of stuff. And then it also helps if somebody else doesn't do it for you, just send them a quick note and say, "Hey, it'd be nice if you tagged me because you did get the idea from me from something I was building," and the fact that they upstaged them, which was kind of the real zinger on that.
So when are you going to name some names here, Dana?
The unfortunate thing, I don't know their real names, so I can't say. I only know their screen names, and I'm keeping the innocent in. However, I am going to name names, and I will drop this in here a little bit, because then today I decided to share my picture of my habitats, the 50 Shades, on Facebook. Because I've done it on Instagram. I also did it on Reddit, and Reddit's getting lots of nice comments and lots of views and likes, which I still think Reddit, if you want to share your stuff and get a little dopamine or serotonin boost, Reddit is the place to do it. Not Facebook, not Instagram, because the algorithms are by Meta and they will screw you over and you won't feel good about it whatsoever. However, I did post this on a couple of Facebook groups, and from experience, and again, I got inspired to do my habitats. Thank you, Meredith, for suggesting that we do this. That when we did the habitat challenge, and we were referencing because Kaz Mockett out of UK was the one who was working on them very publicly in comparison to other people who were just doing habitats in general. So anytime I was posting anything, I always tagged and referenced Kaz because, hey, while mine are not the same as hers, she has inspired me to build these. And so I gave credit where credit was due in that capacity. And she and I have become friends, and we chit chat back and forth all the time. And, we'll talk, we geek out on color and parts and stuff like that. We can commiserate when we're talking about looking for rare parts and rare colors. Steve, welcome to the family. So I know to go, and I always have felt like, when I do this, I make a comment for people, especially it's on a broader spectrum of, the Lego community who are going to know Kaz and know that she did these. And so I tag her. And I always get one person who chimes in and says, "Hey, this lug in Australia did it first." And they're like, "Hey, we hold the flag that we planted into the ground, that we did monochrome habitats first. Don't forget about us." So this time I decided I'm going to go ahead and put a little comment. Yes, I know there's a lady in the UK who did these. Her name is Kaz. She and I are friends. Yes, I know a lug in Australia did these first, and they inspired, and that is what caused Kaz to build hers, and thus she in turn inspired me. And I still got somebody within 5 minutes from Australia tagging the woman who originally did them, and she did like 16 or 17, maybe, give or take. And they're nice. They're a monochrome habitat. Yeah, they're, mine look from a distance, you wouldn't be able to tell which was which because they're just monochrome habitats. And his tag, his kind of was so, or I forget the lady's name. That's how much I'm irritated by it. I forget the lady's name. At Brickvention did these first in 2020. Her display was very, very mesmerizing, and then inspiring. Are you sure that's the right word? And I was like, I'm like, wow, this is the first time I've actually seen and he posted a picture of her habitats. I'm like, this is the first time I've actually seen hers. I've been told she did them, but I've never seen somebody actually post a picture. So thank you for posting it. They're very nice. But what do you mean by what word would you use? And a couple of people chimed in quickly right after that. Yeah, what word would you use? Because inspiration seems like the appropriate word. And it just made me laugh. It just made me chuckle. And it made me think, geez, anybody who builds anything that might closely resemble that somebody else built. I mean, Chris, how many people do you chime on because they're building spaceships that might have a similar thruster to yours? I mean, don't you feel the need to get upset? Or, somebody should defend you because, oh, wow.
I don't even know if there's that whole debate, like there's no such thing as a perfect circle. Like, I don't know if there's a concept as an original idea. Like, people take creativity, inspiration from all kinds of stuff. I
mean, Star Wars, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a complete blatant ripoff of a Kurosawa. So there is no originality in things, and
there is nothing new under the sun.
Was that? Yeah.
Actually, people are arguing to Chris about his landing gear, not his ships themselves, just the gear.
That's just the gear. Okay, that's true because we do call it the Giddens gear.
I mean, don't forget about the rover you have too. There's that gear too.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if there's any other floppy rovers out there, I should get irritated when somebody builds a floppy rover. I mean,
100%.
Remember to see your position. So
all of Western literature just rips off Homer. I mean,
it's what he did create the classic archetype of the wandering hero. I mean, that's what it happens.
And all I can say to that is dope.
Yeah. But and I didn't get baited into going further than what do you mean? And he didn't reply back because I think enough people chimed in and saying, what are you doing? But it just still made me laugh. And I felt like I still needed to share it because it's like, really?
So back in the day, there was a mech builder who was very prolific at the time. And he came up with a finger design for hands. And it was just using normal parts and everything. Somebody else on a mech later used it, and he got all bent out of shape because they didn't credit him for the hand design. It was his. It's like, wait, you know what? It's not the whole thing. It's this little part of the thing. So you need to cool your jets. You know what I'm saying?
Cool your jets. It's on the list.
Boom.
Yeah, right. I say it all the time. Oh, we should have gone through the show and dinged them all off, you know. So
we should have worked
bingo card.
We need to work in every one of those sayings in tonight's show.
Yeah, the OGB bingo card.
Yep.
But anyway, there's a fine line. But if it's a big, thing, or you're taking obviously if you're taking somebody's picture and not crediting it or crediting it to yourself, those are super bad. But if I see like, oh, they use this technique and I worked it into something I'm building, a technique sometimes is not, it's a small part of the whole. Right.
And unless like, for example, somebody will always, or not somebody always, but every so often someone will say on the Moonbase stuff that I do, they're like, oh, I love the doors that you did. And I automatically reply back, oh, Mark Sandlin built those. I stole those from Mark.
Yeah.
And those were a blatant ripoff from something Mark did because they were perfect. They were just right. Now, I don't even know if Mark designed those or if he stole them from somebody else. He's not here to defend himself at the moment.
But he
stole it.
And I am very good about saying, hey, I directly took this technique from somebody, or I directly took, when the T-Rex skull in my giant habitat, it's directly from the T-Rex skull that was on the Lego set. I directly credited. Yeah, I completely took that and remodified it to my specifications to do fit what I wanted, as opposed to saying, yeah, I made this. I didn't have any influence from anybody. But when you're saying, hey, I'm building a car, do I need to reference to the to Henry Ford or something like that? Or
Right.
It's like,
I
at
mean-
what point do you draw the line of you were inspired by versus somebody saying, oh, well, so-and-so did that and you're stealing their thunder or something?
Look at how many people use Travis bricks and never acknowledge Travis. I mean,
You know what? That's a very valid point.
It
Even
is
though
true.
that's not quite the same. But yes, you're absolutely right.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you put a technique out there and people can copy it and, that kind of stuff, guess what they're going to do? They're like, oh, you figured out how to do that. I'm going to do that too.
Right. I
Kind
mean,
of
that's like
thing.
saying, hey, you put hammers or you put a hammer and nail to create a house. That's copyrighted. You can't do that.
Right.
Or you put all the colors of one or all of one color in a build. No. Josephus did that, and he holds the right to only build in that color like that. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that was my soapbox for the day.
No, but the best part is you were not playing dirty pool with that, but somebody wanted the argument that day. So.
Yes.
Okay. What we really want to know is who is the other person who stole someone else's work.
That's right.
You danced around that. I'm coming back and putting a point on that. Are we going to find out who ripped off somebody else, or are you just going to let that go?
I'm just going to let that go because I don't want to cause somebody else to have drama when they don't need it.
Okay.
If it was me or if it was one of you guys, oh yeah, I totally throw us in the mud. But this guy, I'm not going to throw him in the mud.
Oh, thanks.
So, which
Thanks?
Instagram
Question
handle
mark?
did I need to look at to see this?
Actually, the funny thing is they only shared with me the situation. They didn't tell me who the offender was in the first place. I'm sure if I went looking, I could probably figure it out.
Can you put it in the chat?
I'd have to go figure it out. I can tell you whose work was stolen, but I couldn't tell you who it was that stole it. So.
Interesting.
Data, your whole conversation was lacking double entendres, and I do not approve of that.
Yeah, it was rather boring.
I do. Yeah, it's daylight savings time. I took a dad nap, and I still haven't really recovered from it. So
I'll talk to your mom about that tonight.
Thank you. Don't forget to tip her this time. This is classic.
There's two ways that answer could go, and I'm not. Yeah,
just the tip. Just the tip.
So we used to have set of the week. We used to have the set of the week with Dana, but I think now we're going to have rant of the week with David Zuhl.
That's true. That's true. Hey, before we're starting to get over time.
I'm glad you want to talk about this though.
I do because this is kind of interesting. So today's Mario Day, and so this set was although we've already seen it. I mean, it's been on the internet, but this is pretty nice.
But you know what? The leaks didn't do it justice.
No, I don't think so.
Because while I am not a Mario Brother, collector, or I've never even played Mario Kart, but that thing is freaking awesome.
It is. It is. But this is what we've got to talk about.
It's a little disturbing. Nice. It's a little disturbing.
So there's 3 new pieces in this. One is and we have to determine whether these are going to show up in something else. One is the mustache.
Yeah.
If that's what you think it is.
It'll be my Sig Fig mock. my big fig.
With a big giant head.
That's right. But then the second is the nose. I really didn't when I saw the leaks, I just thought, okay, it's just a dome piece and everything. No, this is
it oval shaped? Yeah.
It is like
it's bulbous.
It's
I'm just gonna say that piece may be repurposed for some other not PG-13.
It will be the tip. It's entirely possible it could be the tip, or it'll be the knobs.
I don't know, but it's like, dude, what?
Gives new meaning to the word bricks and tips.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Totally see those now that you're showing it just this way. I can see those totally being,
bad.
Lots of noses.
Bads.
or the head of missiles for wait.
Honkers. Did we use the word honkers earlier? I think that it was a Canadian geese reference. Yes, those would definitely be something like that.
Yeah, there it is. So,
But the 6x6 tile, bring that up. Come on.
yeah, there it is, right
There we
there. Look
go.
at that.
6
We need
by
this.
6.
Not printed.
6x6.
Or hopefully they do produce this again in other colors, non-printed. Please.
No, they
please.
will. They're not
Yeah.
going to just produce it for the set and then never produce it again.
Oh,
But-
Sure.
yeah.
Exclusive.
Well,
Exclusive.
those mustaches would work as clouds,
Yeah, I bet you we get that in a
right?
way. I bet you we
The
get it in a
mustache would, yes. This would not.
white. Stever.
Oh, I haven't looked. This, but right here, this looks like Mario has seen things. You know what I'm saying? He's
I think Mario has seen things. Let's be serious here.
Well, he's friends
He's
with
he's been down all those pipes, so yeah.
I don't think people are talking about the fact that look at those ears. That doesn't look like existing pieces either.
oh yeah, that
Yeah,
That's
that's a tile.
Yeah,
that's
but
a
that's
standard. That
that's
that
too
tile
wide,
was
yeah.
on. Yeah,
but it
that
looks
tile
like,
was. That tile was used on the beds in Snow White's cabin.
oh, okay.
Let the
Oh,
man
those are the
finish his sentence.
He was trying.
No, that
I'm also too kind, and I have to pause every time to make sure that I'm not interrupting, someone
Yeah.
else.
Sorry,
It's cool.
but
Like, I thought I was
guess-
over
I
sets.
guess-
There might be a set I have to pick up.
I guess the Mario is a figure will pop out and you can stand him up. I'm supposing.
Yeah, someone was talking about that, and they said they don't think because he could pop out, but I don't think you'll be able to stand him up because he's actually in a seated position,
yeah.
like the way his legs are facing, like his butt.
yeah.
That can't be
But
good either.
maybe it'll come with the parts that we can do that, but they haven't shown it in the pictures. So
Or somebody's just going to have to mod it. It'll probably
yeah,
have
for
to be a
sure.
mod.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Those are
That
the
hat's so
exhausting.
cool.
But I kind of want to do a recolor of it already.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. I mean, somebody's gonna turn that into to Luigi soon
Yeah.
and everything. So, a series of these would be great. Maybe that's what the nose is for.
Now we know why Prince likes him so much.
I have a feeling Puda's just going to buy a bunch of those in the future and just hand those out as his tokens. You're welcome,
Mustache?
Steve.
The mustache
Yeah.
piece? Yeah.
Yeah.
For a moment there, I thought you meant the bulbous piece, but no.
No, and then I realized I didn't actually say the part. So
Both.
my-
He's gonna use both. But
Yep.
anyway,
I really
Here's-
hope that's the official Lego name for that is just bulbous piece. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I'm gonna do like a Morpheus thing in the Matrix and be like two different pills. Which one you want, the mustache or the nose?
all right.
Looking good,
Thanks.
Chris.
I did not make much progress, but I did this. So, got the little pictures things. Thanks to you people being entertaining. So,
that's what I got so far.
nice.
It's all
Yeah.
rants with David
Yeah.
Zool. That distracted you clearly.
That's right. We need its own theme music. Rants with David Zool. And
with the lead in with Rosanna Dana, it's just going on about people
Cool
are
your
always talking
jets.
about violins. I don't understand what's wrong with violins. Only 2 people got that joke, but it's okay.
I was always more of a fan of Father Guido Sarducci personally, but I do have respect for Rosanna Dana. So yeah.
I was trying to figure out if you said violins or something else.
well, that was the joke.
That's
It
the
was
joke.
violence, but she said
Oh.
violence. So-
Right.
Okay,
She thought
sorry.
people were talking about violins, but they were complaining about
Violence.
violence.
So I'm in that cat. Okay.
She goes on a whole rant about how there's nothing wrong with violins, and then someone said, "I think they mean violence," and she's like, "Oh,
Never mind.
All right. So I've discovered 2 parts that I cannot keep in stock in my collection to build with. It's 1x2s in medium stone gray, and 1x2 plates, and then 1x2 tiles in medium stone gray. I cannot keep them. And
Those
all I
have been
have
good
is,
candidates for your lug bulk choices.
yeah, they would have been. So, but they're yet. But I'm
If you haven't
I'm
heard-
actually stopped.
Sorry, I have to interrupt. It's apparently not allowed to be talked about anymore again.
What?
We are not allowed to talk about that thing online at all. if your ambassador, I forget who the ambassador is, and he should check the forums, because apparently I've heard it from 2 different groups already that we are no longer.
I haven't checked the forum since our order was placed. I got other
Yeah.
things to do.
They updated the rules, and the rule now says you're not allowed to talk about it on social media.
About what?
Interesting.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm
But I do
guessing.
have
Say it backwards like Matt sometimes does. Can we talk about that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that the public has started saying, "Hey, how do we get this program?"
Join your lug. That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to use it as a recruitment tool. That's right in the rules.
Oh, you really? You can't say that? If you join us, we've got a great program that you can be a part of.
Join us.
I'm sorry, you just got expelled from the lug.
I didn't say any words.
Fight Club. Fight Club. I
Hey,
have to ask Matthew, how many 1x4 plates did you allegedly order this year?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The 1x4 white plates that I put onto the list?
Order what?
list?
What list?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I don't have it in front of me. It's in there in the computer.
I just figured you know, because I purposely knew that you would want to order them because you go through them just as much as I do.
The 1x2.
1x4
I
white
didn't order
plates.
that many because it was on the wall at one point.
Oh, see, I didn't get them when they were on the wall.
I wasn't that hard up for them, so
Oh, okay.
I think I ordered like 500 or something.
Yeah.
Something modest, you know.
Something modest.
No biggie there, right?
No biggies.
No biggies. All right,
And
everybody, it's
sorry for
been a
being
lot of fun. We actually had a lot of folks hanging out with us tonight. We were up to
We
almost
did.
30 tonight. So thank y'all for joining us. Oh, I mean, seriously, hit the buttons and all the kind of things. We would love for more folks to join us in all the goofy stupid that we do. So
Steve's prepping.
he is. So if you have headphones on, get ready. Loud noises.
Good night, everybody.